What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 328 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm not doing decimals for this. I don't feel like thinking that hard. It'd just be 327.5, but fuck it. We're already here. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the mech of Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
This thing was wild.
We got the Ray Trace Durag Madrid Devon.
Yeah. We switching up, baby.
And we got the most generous squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
That bitch expensive.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about all of the information we got from Nintendo Switch 2's official coming out party. It's Direct, where we actually saw software, hardware. We got pricing after the fact, which we will be discussing throughout. So stay tuned.
See, the metaphor is, brother,
that if you cannot imagine a better world, you cannot have a better world. This is why they want to get rid of education. This is why they want you reading books.
At this point, they don't want shit.
Honestly.
Like, they're just smashing everything. Because fuck it, apparently.
Well, I mean, this is what happens.
If it
when you
ain't
have
broke,
a man
break it.
I mean, this is what happens when you have a man with tiny hands who have access.
Tiny dick.
I said tiny hands.
I'm not cock-it watching, so I don't know.
Hey, I'm just saying his hands were tiny.
I'm just going off behavior.
All I'm saying is this is what happens when a man with grudges is able to gain unchecked power or near unchecked power.
Yeah.
Is like nothing he does makes sense because he's not doing things he's not doing anything in service of capital. He's doing it in service of personal vendettas.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what happened last time.
Right. But he's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman.
And every single business he ever made went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were supposed to
saw
start
how
with
bad the
metaphor.
economy was 4 years ago.
This is all metaphor, Chris. This is all metaphor.
Funny enough, this is
literally the plot of metaphor.
Like we're not even.
It's
man.
not even like it's not
Like
even.
it's literally
funny.
he's on some. I have suffered, so why shouldn't they? You are getting out. Your political views are getting outdone by a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Who deserves everything. She deserves so much better.
Right.
All right, so, I mean, I guess before we really get into the meat of the episode, the one thing I'll say is PS5 Pro. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. And
How is that?
Wait.
It's...
Who are you?
Hey, it's somebody with a PS5 Pro that, like... It was Monster Hunter, but the Monster Hunter title update doesn't drop till tomorrow. And I had platinumed it right before I got the system. So for my single
Does it
player...
drop tomorrow or tonight?
Maintenance starts at 11 p.m. as far as I could tell. So...
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And I got
It's gonna
works in the
update
morning.
while people sleep.
Yeah. So that's why I say tomorrow the title update drops.
Tomorrow.
But yeah, so I had platinumed the game right before I got the system, and so I've gone back and done a couple hunts because of course I didn't 100% my wish list because I want more weapons than I've had hunter seals or whatever that item is to make. And so I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadow to get my graphically intensive, like, that is already near the top of a lot of the, like, best games to showcase your PS5 Pro with. Like, that game came out and shot to, like, top 3 on a bunch of those lists. So...
Why don't you just play the Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut?
Because that doesn't have a patch. I do intend on playing that in
Still a better game.
Yeah, so this is motivating me to be like, I really might just go and do my official Ghost run.
Please.
Because it's installed. It's definitely installed.
That game deserves love.
Ghost Runner or Ghost?
Oh no, Ghost Runner.
Because you said Ghost Run. I'm like, well.
Oh, no. Ghost of Tsushima Run. Director's Cut with the Iki Island expansion.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's so far like I've played the system clock's just fucked. Like I established that when I realized my Monster Hunter, every hour I spent in Monster Hunter was counting as 2 hours on the PlayStation clock. I'm like, this is fucked. So it says I've played 12 hours of Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know that's not true, but I feel like I'm because like I'll watch my sessions. I've been playing it in like 2-hour chunks here and there, and holy shit!
When you finish, you sit back and like watch yourself play it again, just to see the graphical fidelity.
No, like I did this stupid thing of like there's a random NPC walking by, and I'm gonna follow this NPC like indefinitely just to see like what they're pathing. Like this is just some random ass NPC that had a kimono that looked cool. So I'm like, okay, I can easily identify this person. And so I followed them all the way. Their walk path had to be long as shit because I was discovering new areas by following them without them despawning, without them bugging out. The one time, like, I kind of, like, walked to the side and walked in front just slightly, and they reacted to that, and after that, I'm realizing how reactive every NPC I go by is in the world. Like, considering the last Assassin's Creed that I actually sat down and played a significant chunk of was Black Flag, you see, like, the jump with this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the jump of going from an Apple Watch Series 3 to an Apple Watch Series 9. It's like, there's a big jump here. There's a lot of improvements I can tell. But at the end of the day, it's a Ubisoft open world checklist game. And I don't even fully understand how the checklist works yet. Because I thought the exclamation marks were the main story quest. So I was just going around doing some side stuff. But turns out that's just to pick up a quest. Like, that's the exclamation marks on the map are picking up a quest. So then every quest is just this blue diamond. Like, when you track it, the diamond goes from white to blue. And apparently I'm working on the main story right now because essentially I'm going after this, like, group of samurai. And all the people are talking about one of the first 2 samurais that apparently you're able to kill. So, like, all the quests I've been doing during the last session I played are working towards killing that guy. I've cleared out 2 castles. Like, took out I think they're Daisho. They're either Daimyo or Daisho, but the samurais that, like, actually have a health bar on the top of the screen and stuff when you actually go to fight them.
Are they retainers? Because, I remember people thought those weren't samurai.
So many people judge this game before it even came out. It's ridiculous actually playing it now and trying, like, knowing the criticisms people had of it. First of all, this game is about Naue. It is not about Naue and Yasuke. This game is about Naue. I played as Yasuke for 10-15 minutes in the prologue and am now several hours in and have not even seen, like, how they're going to incorporate. Like, I saw how Yasuke met Nobunaga, and then I see the raid he did on the village that set Naue's story into motion. But since I've been playing as Naue, I've been playing as Naue pre the raid, and like when I do the meditation minigame thing, and I've been playing as current day Naue, who already got the Assassin's Creed blade, is out here using the katana, jumping from rooftop to rooftop. I'm learning the ways of the shinobi. It's Naue. But yeah, just wanted to touch on that before we got into this because surprisingly, we didn't get any games from Ubisoft at this, where normally Ubisoft is all over whatever the hell comes out. Like, Ubisoft is still, like, the biggest publisher on Amazon Luna. Ubisoft was there day one with the Vita. Ubisoft was there day one with Stadia. Like, Ubisoft typically, at console launches, you're getting an Assassin's Creed. You're getting something Ubisoft at the launch of any piece of gaming hardware, you know? So, surprisingly, we didn't even get, like, a Mario and Rabbids at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct.
I'm very surprised they didn't do a Just Dance, because I feel like Just Dance is on every single Nintendo Switch.
That's the crazy. That's really the game. It's like there's not a Just Dance. There isn't a Rabbids. Like what?
Did they even show that? Like, because they
No.
were showing at one point a lot of games that are out are coming to the Switch too. Did they even show that Assassin's Creed
No,
Shadows
know.
is coming?
no.
I think
I
Hey,
saw
who published
absolutely zero Ubisoft at this Direct.
You're right. I didn't even think about that, but that is insane. They're like best friends.
Okay, so I guess we could start with the big information, the most important things about the Switch 2, the price and the release date, and that's the first thing on this Polygon article. Even though we didn't get the price till after the Direct, so like while it was actually live, like I am getting hyped. This was a banger fucking Direct. Like
It really was. Yeah,
It was fine.
cool.
last week's Direct was like, it had a couple things here and there that were interesting. Whatever. This Direct, hardcore. Like, this is one of the best presentations I've seen from any of the major manufacturers in a long time. Like, this is
Yeah.
up here with PS5 reveals. Levels of fucking, like, yes, this is what I want. So, the price, and all of this is U.S. pricing, you know. We have $449.99 for just the system, or $499.99 with the system and a copy of Mario Kart World, which was the first game they showed.
I mean, that's a steep price for a Nintendo game, a Nintendo console.
I mean,
That's a steep price in general.
yeah,
that is
I mean,
even with inflation, that's still one of their priciest consoles.
yeah, because like
I mean, it's not a steep price for PlayStation or Xbox. We've seen those.
it's
It's
about
more.
400. I paid
It's about the price
$400
of
for
the
my PlayStation.
Yeah, my original PlayStation was $400. The Xbox Series S is like $300, usually cheaper.
Yeah.
They're selling refurbished like OG PS5s with a disc drive for $350 on PlayStation Direct. So
Oh, that's smooth.
that is like just putting it in context of like, and I mean, I just spent $700 fucking dollars on a PS5 Pro. So
Yeah.
I would have considered flipping my old PlayStation 4 Pro.
if I didn't have plans for my old PS5, yeah. That probably, like, I typically keep hardware, but, like, just to soften that blow. But I have
that's
plans for
big
the
blow.
for the other PS5.
You Dr. Umar?
But,
Oh man. Yeah, isn't it $350 in Japan though?
yes, so that,
So yeah, shouts out to our administration fucking us for this.
well, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the tariffs pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck
But-
us. Bend us over.
And then the crazy part is the cheaper Switch that you could buy in Japan, conceivably you would be able to import it for still less than the price of the console by itself, like through Play Asia or something.
Okay.
But the system is locked to Japanese language and it's not region free. So you would have to buy all of your games either through the Japanese eShop or like import physical games from Japan, which with physical pricing looking how it's looking, so that 90
Oh, yeah.
for physical games that I quoted yesterday, that just seems to be converting other currencies to US dollars. We don't have a US price. We know the digital version of Mario Kart World will, and I might slip up and say Mario Kart 8 because I've been saying Mario Kart 8 since the fucking Wii U.
Right. Right. People are going to be saying World, and I'm going to be thinking of Monster Hunter. That's kind of where my head is.
I mean, it's Mario. At the end of the day, you're not going to call
It's
this
Mario
game
Kart.
World. You're going to call this game Mario Kart, and everybody's going to know what you're talking
I don't
about.
know.
'cause
The
it's-
reviews
Yeah.
I watched of people talking about it, they they were talking about Mario Kart, and then they just started saying in World to make that differentiation between that and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe expansion plus expansion passes times 4.
We'll get into the expansion pass later, because we need to see when that renews, and I got to pay my fair share to have that at least for another year, because once again, it has one thing that I'm like, oh, I can just pay
for
my
sure.
share of the annual membership and get this instead of paying for this. Let's do that.
Right.
Yeah.
My thing with that, well, I want to keep it anyway, just because I've kind of been back on my Switch a little bit, and
There you go.
I do have the Nintendo Switch. Didn't they rebrand it to like Nintendo Switch Classics or something? No.
Oh, I haven't used that in long enough that, like, as
I don't
far
think
as
they've updated it yet, but I think as of the Switch 2, that's what they're going to start calling it instead
Nintendo
of
Classics.
Yeah,
Okay.
instead of like Nintendo Switch Online or whatever they had it set as.
well, yeah, it's
But yeah,
Nintendo
there's
Switch
some games
Online
on there that I
colon
want to play,
Nintendo
like
Entertainment
the-
System.
like the Game Boy Advance, like Golden Sun's on there. Metroid Fusion has been on my list. There's some pressure. So I'm definitely with it. I just don't know if I'm gonna get a Switch day one.
Yeah, like
yeah.
these
It
numbers.
might be like the Switch 1 was for me. Like when they announced Smash, I was like, all right, it's time for me to get it. I have this ramp up period before it actually comes out.
True.
We're in there. But
It's
I was
also-
off the high of, the Joker announcement as well.
Yeah.
So
But it's also coming out in June or like beginning of June, and that's too soon for me to save up for.
Yeah, so June
that much of a
5th.
console.
Well, pre-orders are April
for
9th.
500 clams
I
plus
definitely,
tax
yeah.
and tariff.
Unless I can put a lot less down and
Because I'm gonna try to
Pay
get
it
that
over
bundle
time?
with Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, that
Might as well
bundle.
get Mario Kart with it.
yeah.
I mean, what's
Yes!
a Nintendo console without Mario Kart?
Okay,
This
so
Mario
first
Kart
of all,
looks fucking phenomenal.
Mario
Oh,
Kart does
yeah.
look phenomenal, but Mario Kart, the digital version of that game, is $80 confirmed. So if you
Yeah.
buy just the system
like to see.
and buy
It's
Mario,
insane.
yes,
Like, you
Yeah.
were already complaining about games being 70. Now they're 80, maybe
Right,
even 90. What the
So
fuck?
the thing with this, they are going to do
tiers.
a tiered system essentially. So they announced the Bravely Default 2 remaster or whatever, or Bravely Default Fairy Wings remastered. That shit's
Yeah,
$40.
that's the first game. It's not the second game. The second game
right.
is already a
First.
because
Yeah, I
Bravely
think they already
Default
remade that
2
one
is
on
already a
Switch.
Switch game.
Mhm.
So
So yeah, the prices are just kind of going to vary. Honestly, it's going to be based off the ones you want the most. Like even when they drop
Yeah.
Tears of the
Oh
Kingdom.
no, all the
that-
first
that
parties
guy
are going
was
to be $80 to
$70.
$90. That's
No.
just how it is.
No,
Uh,
I think
no.
it depends. Once
yeah,
again, 'cause I think Donkey Kong was sitting at a regular price.
Okay,
Or did
what
they,
is Kirby
did they
Air
put a price
Riders
on that
thing?
one yet?
That's
we
the one
don't
know yet.
Kirby Air Riders. We don't have a date. We don't have. We have what was seen in that short ass trailer that had me.
You got this year. That's the only thing we know about it. Okay.
We know Sakurai's making it, and we know it's a sequel to Kirby motherfucking Air Ride. That's what we know, and that's all I need.
Right. I was like, Jalen and Anton are probably somewhere bricked right now.
Oh man, I legit was like,
I was like,
because I was like,
Did
it's either
Nintendo-
Smash or Kirby Air Ride. Like you see Kirby. Well, no, I thought it would be a Kirby game, but I saw the jet show up on that star, and I was like, they are not doing this. And then
I
they
was like,
showed
really?
developed by Sora, and I'm like, Sakurai, you mad lad.
Switch 2 anytime soon because Metroid is still coming to the original Switch. It's not a Switch 2 exclusive.
Right.
I thought I was fine. I'm like, I got time. I got fucking Kirby Air Riders.
Well, Kirby Air Riders, we don't have a date, we don't have a price, unfortunately.
I
But-
say fall this year.
So
That's my
Mario Kart World.
I don't know. It's weird. I could see it like coming out next year.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
They're
Yeah.
not hurting for software. That's
they
that's
said 25.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
it says on the trailer. It says 2025 on the trailer.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So, you know, it's
it
sometime
does, but,
this
like,
year.
we'll see.
Could be. It could
fall,
also
early winter.
It could
It
also
could-
be like, you know what? Hold that.
Right, they
Hold that
really
real
could
quick.
delay it, and all of us would thank them for it, because, first of all, 2025 is already fucking stacked, and then
for real.
Yeah.
that
There's a
game
whole
getting
project
more
going on.
time in the oven is only going to be a good thing for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. And I had never played Kirby Air Ride.
I
But
wish
I'm
I had a
assuming it's
copy
racing. I'm assuming it's a racing game,
Yes.
like Mario Kart.
in
Yes,
some
it is.
ways. In
Well,
other
actually,
ways,
it's a
it's an
racing
open
game.
world battle royale.
It's more akin to Sonic Riders than it is akin to Mario Kart.
Yes,
I haven't played Sonic Riders.
Very different
Like
lanes.
racing
You haven't
games.
played two of the
racing
best
games, kart games,
ever made. You're
They're
killing
not
me.
really my. Did I play Mario Riders?
Sonic
Is that the
Riders.
one where they were like
Mario
they had like tiers? They had like teams of 3.
No, that's Sonic Heroes.
Yeah.
That is Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes was great though.
You would
Sonic
know
Heroes.
if you played Riders, because Sonic on a hoverboard is a sick image.
Yeah.
Right, and
It's
also
pretty
it was a love letter to Sega because like
Yeah.
some of the
Well-
older Sega deep cuts were in there too.
That kind of
Which
started
console was
that.
it on?
GameCube,
Was it
PS2, Xbox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least the good one was.
If I played it, it was like one session.
Wasn't it on GameCube too?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
at GameCube. That's where I had it.
Someone said Xbox.
Yeah, that's where I have.
I
still have
PS2,
It was on
GameCube,
everything.
Xbox.
Oh, okay.
That whole
Just what I'm gathering. Okay,
horizontal
That's fine.
integration right there.
that's fine.
All right. So, yeah, the first game they talked about is Mario Kart World, which looks amazing. 24 racers, open world experience. They have a battle royale mode where it starts with 24 and every like I think you're doing like 3 laps and like at the end of that you continue racing, but it
Yeah.
drops off the bottom 4 players. And so it's
called
just
knockout mode, I believe.
yeah. So just like costumes, more characters, interesting.
Boats,
Yeah. I was like, did I just see?
snowmobiles,
First of all,
flying capabilities.
the Moo Moo Meadows cow being a playable racer has set the internet on fire.
Peak fiction.
And
That's my
then,
name.
they went straight-
Now it's Moo Moo Cow.
yeah, Link's not in this one, which, like, taking out the Inklings
Yeah.
and Link and, like, the Animal Crossing stuff, like, what I was hoping for with the next Mario Kart is bring more people into the
It's
fold.
just make it Nintendo Kart.
Yeah, make it
Nintendo
Nintendo
Kart.
Kart. But
I'm sure they will.
there's
We're
still
going
room
later.
for that. Even though Mario
No,
Kart
you're gonna
8
Tell
was
us Nintendo Kart.
That's going to be Mario Kart World.
I'd buy
Expansion
Nintendo
Pass
Kart.
3.
Yeah.
Right. It's like expansion pass
Nintendo
1's
Kart
the
World.
characters. Expansion pass 2 is going to be a couple of characters, a couple of tracks, a couple of characters, a couple of tracks, so we finally get Nintendo Kart because it's
Yeah.
24 player now.
You
It's
can
going to be in
grind.
about 6 years.
You
That's when
can-
they'll give us that DLC.
You can grind in this
You
game.
can grind and
It's
wall
backwards.
ride.
And do backflips on the
And-
grind rail. It's fucking
The animations look real good. I see fucking
First
Donkey
of all,
Kong doing a little
this
flip,
is
and
the
he's just up here
first
like,
ever Nintendo Direct that was available in 4K, and you better believe I watched this shit on my 4K monitor, and I'm just like, God damn it! Like, I watched it on my phone at first, and it's like, whatever. It's a fucking YouTube
Yeah.
video on a phone
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, I
like,
watched it on my phone because I was at work, so I had to be up here like this.
yeah, I also was at work watching the Nintendo
But I should have
Direct.
just unplugged. I should have just switched my work monitor from like my second screen to this.
But yeah, so after like rewatching it, just like, and this isn't even like, I haven't watched the individual breakout trailers yet, but just like watching the overall presentation in 4K on my 4K monitor, I'm like, fuck, this is gonna look good. Like that's not something you get hit with Nintendo games. You're usually just like, this looks good for a Switch game. Mario Kart World looks good for a video game.
Yeah. Like there's no asterisks anymore.
This
you
shit
know?
just looks spectacular.
I'm like, I was looking at the Mario Kart trailer and I'm just like, wow, I am impressed. Like, it has all the fun in like the color palettes and like the fun shapes and shit of Nintendo and of Mario, but it looks incredibly nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Like I'm not used to
actually
this. I'm not a
decent
degenerate modder.
NVIDIA talked about the chip today, and they said they have tensor cores for AI upscaling, and they have ray tracing cores. So technically, the Nintendo Switch 2 is capable of hardware accelerated ray tracing, which is Nintendo put 120 frames per second on the screen, and like 2160. Like 2160p, like we got the actual name for 4K. They didn't just gloss over it. Like Nintendo was in their bag with this one.
Yeah, they showed like, hey, all that shit y'all are asking for, except for the OLED console, here it is. Which we have to assume that they're going to hit us with that in like a couple years. Right?
Yeah, and it's going to be the same situation again where I won't be able to justify buying it because like my launch Switch 2 is still going to be running and looking fine.
That's the question. Is like, are you going to go for it immediately, or are you going to wait for the refresh?
Within the first year, 100%.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it.
It's going to depend on FOMO. Honestly, with the way they have everything set up and how they showed the like the upgrade system for the Switch games, they only showed us like 5 of them hoes. Like, and you know, it was a pretty decent selection.
2 of them hoes got me in a chokehold. Like, they really might fuck me up with 2 of those.
Right. But the thing is, there's so many more that they're just going to release throughout the console
this is
cycle.
the first
so Smash.
Oh my god.
We don't
Smash
know that.
is
Is it just going to be an update? Is it just going to be an update, or are they going to be like, you know what? We're gonna go in. We're gonna tweak the lobby system a little bit, make it a little more better for you. Because you know the Switch 2 is all about connectivity and online. There's a fucking chat button.
Yeah, that's the next thing on the list is
with legally distinct Discord integration.
Right, and it comes with and they're talking about its own camera. Like,
it definitely doesn't come with the camera.
No,
I said there is
like
camera.
$50.
There is a camera.
I am not.
There's a Piranha Plant camera. Too.
Yeah, the Piranha Plant camera is sexy.
That's tough. That's tough.
Like, my Piranha Plant amiibo was part of my backdrop at the old house, like, for a really long time. Like, if I do get a Switch camera, it's going to be the Piranha Plant.
I wonder who's going to be the first person to make content with the Piranha Plant camera. They're not going to do it through Switch or anything.
They might do a Pokeball camera, and that really might...
Honestly,
oh my god, they have so many more options to sell us.
Really want
the titty camera.
If they really want to fuck us up, they just make Pokemon stands for the cameras, so like the Pokemon are holding the cameras. Like, have
you're gonna get that on Etsy. Okay. They're not gonna do that. Yeah, no. You're gonna get a Pokeball. You're gonna get Piranha Plant. I'm trying to think of anything else that just like makes sense with the like weird ass shape that the camera is.
The Hyrule Sword?
Nah.
I mean, technically. Pikmin? Maybe.
Yeah, I could see a Pikmin with the like.
Huh. I don't know. Nintendo's really good at making like proprietary physical.
Well, Nintendo's not making the Piranha Plant one. It's one of their like licensed third parties. So it's like the one Nintendo's making is that gray one that they've been showing. The Piranha Plant is like Power A or one of the like. I have a bunch of accessories that like look like come in official Nintendo boxes, but Nintendo didn't make them.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they also confirmed that you can use whatever camera.
Yes,
Like, I should
any
be able to
camera
use my
you can
webcam.
connect through USB-C, you can use as a camera. So,
USB-C.
yes.
Sick.
How else? There are no USB-A ports on this bitch. Anywhere.
True.
All the
Fair.
ports are USB-C ports. Like,
Finally, we should have moved past USB-A years ago.
Yeah, but everybody has USB-A products.
yeah, that's the thing.
Still
Like,
need
I understand that. I
my
understand
Switch
that.
is hooked up to multiple. Currently, my Switch is hooked up to multiple USB-A accessories. My PlayStation, even though it has two
This
USB,
Anchor dongle right here,
I am
and all the equipment attached to it.
here. I mean, I get that, but it's also like, why are we using USB-C dongles? Like,
because I would have to buy a new cable for my mic, a new webcam, a new
Yeah,
like.
new headset.
I'd
new
either have to
webcam.
buy like a legitimate like docking station just for my PC, like.
Docking station is wild.
that is a statement, and those are some words.
Welcome to the docking station, bro.
It's right next to the cockpit.
Cheesy
All right.
Controller Podcast, everyone.
Gotta love it.
All right, so the C button, that was one of the first thing they showed is that
Cheers.
Yeah.
it's a revolutionary new pitch. Talking to people who are playing other games than you. Like, who could fucking imagine?
Whoa! Fuck! You serious?
No fooling?
So it's like what we're doing right now, but we could also still be playing the same shit.
Yeah. We could be,
It was
we could be
hilarious.
playing different shit.
It was hilarious how
Yeah.
they were like selling it as it was a revolutionary thing
Yeah,
that
that's
no
the
one's
thing.
done before.
Nintendo
It is
invented
a sad
all
day
of the
'cause
things.
I can't make my Nintendo Switch app joke anymore for voice chat.
I still have that app installed, and apparently it's getting new
You're a sicko.
functionality with the Switch. Well, it's because it had, like, Splatoon
A
2
sicko.
stuff. I haven't used the app in a really long time. But I never
Might
used it
play
once
Zelda
for voice
again.
chat. Not a single time that I ever opened that app was it for voice chat. It was to buy the Yeezys pre-Kanye Crash Out
Oh yikes!
Yeah,
in Splatoon 2.
Yikes. You wouldn't be able to get that story out of me.
Right.
You would have to hold a
bowl.
bowl of sparkling water and ice to my face to get that story out of me.
Nah, you would need to do push-ups for exactly 2 minutes and levitate over your pool for 4.
I don't know why that dude did that.
It was an ad campaign. I'm willing to bet it was really just an ad campaign for that sparkling water, because that's how the internet moves these days. Is like, if
Oh,
you
yeah,
do
sponsored
something
post.
like that everyone's going to talk about and have their analysis for, everyone's going to do it, and people are going to ironically and unironically buy whatever product was in there. In that case, they made
Right.
bank off that shit. Their
Yeah,
stock
I'm
went.
on
It's going to be a vertical line up from when that video was made.
Mhm.
Marketing genius.
So
I do have a question. So
What's up?
in this like kind of game chat section of the direct, they
Yeah.
showed that you can kind of not share your screen. Well, yes, share your screen or show your friends what you're playing. Did you appreciate how shitty the quality was?
Oh yeah,
Like
but
they were
like
being
my
very
eyes.
transparent.
Shitty
I
quality.
noticed that when I was watching it on my phone. That
It
shit was
was
running
jarring.
at 12 frames per second at 480p. Like we can, so you can stream to Discord. We all know you can do that. Well, obviously
Yeah.
Discord's going to be better, but on the PlayStation system level, since last generation, you've been able to screen share to a party, and like that is actually usable enough. Like this,
Yeah, it's so situational though.
yeah,
Yeah.
One time it was like, "Hey guys, help me pick out the jerseys for our FIFA soccer team," and we did it like that.
Yeah,
Very
it's,
situational.
it's never everybody in the call is sharing their screen. It's all like, in my instances, it's been like, all right, we're coaching somebody through a game. We're helping somebody
Yeah.
figure something out in the game. Share it to the group. We're all going to watch your screen, help you out, and then go back to whatever we were doing.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool though. I'm glad they're doing it. It seems fun. It could be like a good time for when Smash gets back up and running for Mario Kart, especially. I'm not a Mario Party guy, so I don't really care about that.
Interesting
But
point
that
of
was
this is after the first year, it will require a Nintendo Switch Online membership, which currently Discord, you don't need Nitro, PlayStation, you don't need PlayStation Plus to do this. Like, you will need to have, and like, they haven't said that Switch Online pricing is going up, but
we
I
can assume.
imagine,
It's most likely going
It's
to.
going up.
yeah, I can imagine.
They'll
with
tell
that-
us on July 5th. Price of a brick's going up, baby. 16.5.
Today's price is not today's price.
It'll still, like, even if they charge what a year of PlayStation Plus is for the family plan, still splitting it will still be cheaper per person than like probably a month of PlayStation Plus. And fuck Game Pass pricing. Game Pass pricing has, when I've looked recently at the tiers of Game Pass pricing, I am like, oh, this is super fucked. Like, to get the tier that actually would be worth it is not a smart idea.
Yeah. What did they say? First taste free, right?
Yeah, they did.
They really did. They said first month is $1. After that month, run it.
Yeah, they hit me for a couple months, and I was like, man, fuck, I'm not even getting.
They hit me for a couple months at the lower price. If I would not get hit for a month at this current price. That's like Netflix. Like, oh, I know. And if you didn't have the Devil May Cry anime hitting or already hit that I will be watching in the near future, you'd be in trouble. Like, I finished Severance Season 2 and immediately went to Apple and was like, cancel that. For, like, Fortnite, the Pokemon TCG Pocket Premium Pass. I subscribe to those and then I immediately go cancel auto renew. Because, like, yeah, I'll take a month of an extra pack a day in Pokemon TCG. I'll take the battle passes and all the stuff from Fortnite. But you are not finna take my money without my consent. Enough things are doing that. Like, any of those.
Yeah. Hey, that's the first step to financial freedom, is get rid of some of those fucking subscriptions.
Yep.
I know every single subscription I have. I know how much it is and when it hits. So.
Oh yeah, you're better than me. Them shit's just be coming. But it's for me. It's literally just Spotify, Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, Netflix is in with my bill now, with my phone bill. So
I pay phone bill annually, so I know that.
God, I love paying my phone bill annually. It's so nice.
Yeah, it really is nice of just not
so y'all
having
like
that.
annual.
Because I plan like a month ahead. I'm like, all right,
Maybe,
I gotta
maybe when my phone is fully paid off, I'll.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I've always thought about that.
Oh yeah.
I'll give you a
Okay,
I'll give you a
I'll get out of
reference
the
code
game.
because hit me up for the friend referral.
Okay.
Even though that the money I got for referring Jalen has just sat on my account. It has not gone towards any of the renewals I've done since then.
Right.
Like,
Same thing when I got
Wait.
my mom on the plan. It kind of just sat there.
It doesn't do anything? Do you have to like manually add it
I
to a
think
bill?
I have to call them and like renew like over the phone and tell them to use that, but I'm not going to do that for $5
that
fucking
sounds
dollars.
like a hassle. Oh my god, it's only $5.
It's not worth it. It's I will say their opening plan is kind of nice. You'll get unlimited for like real cheap. It's like stupid cheap.
$15 a
I'm like,
month. You
I
got to
was
do
pissed that I didn't get that. I was like, damn.
Shit.
Give me that.
$45 for 3 months of unlimited is currently like so $15 a month. You prepay for that 3 months and have it. 5G unlimited.
You're welcome, Ryan Reynolds.
Shout out Ryan Reynolds. Shout out Mint Mobile. Like Mint Mobile's been holding me down since I left Sprint, and will like.
This is not an ad.
This is not an ad.
No, we're not.
You
getting paid.
could pay it.
Oh, that was
you
your
could
problem.
always
You were fucking on Sprint. Does Sprint even still exist?
God, I was on Sprint. Fucking
I think Sprint got bought by T-Mobile. 'Cause
Yeah.
T-Mobile was buying everybody.
Oh yeah, T-Mobile
Yep.
bought all the trash mobile providers in its tier and absorbed them, and somehow became stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Because my friend just switched to AT&T. She's
Having
saying,
to hold
I
this
wish I
mic
didn't
is
leave
such an
T-Mobile.
encumbrance. I'm trying to respond to Robbie in chat, but I guess this will be a question. The Switch does not actually. It looks like Discord. It is not Discord integration. They have their own
It's
built-in
proprietary.
Distinct.
native.
Because it's Nintendo.
Right.
If
They-
it can be proprietary, it will be proprietary.
And apparently, we're going to have to jump through hurdles, even though we're consenting adults, to even like video chat with each other.
You know what? That's for the best. Honestly, that's for the best.
That is
Honestly,
for the best?
Let's be
I don't wanna-
real.
I don't want to
It's
see
for the
nobody's
best.
drunk.
The crimes of Discord are high enough as it is. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nintendo,
Nintendo's going to have, they have a dedicated button to their proprietary chat feature that looks just like Discord and acts a lot like Discord, but is not Discord.
I wouldn't be surprised if they like worked with Discord on this, and they're just like, "Hey, we like you, but we're Nintendo."
We don't want to put a label on it.
Well, no, Discord would
So
not.
just-
no. This is that person who comes home with you and you think you're gonna have fun, but then they steal your recipes and leave.
Oh my god.
You know, that could be fun too.
Getting robbed.
Are you just stealing recipes?
At least pistol with me a little bit. Come on.
Wow.
Don't pistol with me.
Wow.
I'm not. I'm putting that out on the internet. Do not pistol
What if
with me.
What if they switch?
Do
with
not
you?
rob me.
You know what? At least something happened. At least something.
A little stimulation.
Okay, and so the last part of Game Share that we haven't talked about, or like Game Chat that we haven't talked about, is local game sharing. So they're bringing back the DS concept of only one person has to have the game, and locally you can have people essentially do local multiplayer, but on their own system.
Mhm.
So that's nice. What games it'll work with, I highly doubt. It worked with Mario Kart on the DS, which was great, but
I could see it working with Mario Kart and Mario Party.
they've
Maybe
only
Kirby's Air Ride.
Definitely Uno.
they've only shown Clubhouse games. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that not Uno?
no, that is. It looks like they are.
Backgammon.
Oh.
That is. I don't know what
Am I
game that
playing with
is,
my
but
grandma?
that's one of the included games with Clubhouse games.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Then-
no, that's Uno. That's dead ass just Uno. It's
Yeah,
not
it's-
Uno, but it's proprietary Uno. There's a fucking skip.
There's one.
There's a
Nintendo
draw
Uno.
3. There was a wild card. That shit is Uno.
There's
Each?
a draw 3 on there and a skip. That is
Yep.
Uno.
And there's a reverse wild card. Like, that's just fucking Uno.
It's nondescript, legally.
My bad. It's
Differentiable.
singular. My bad. It's singular.
That person has a wild
Solo.
card in their hand.
But it's
No, that's
legally
the-
distinct.
Yes.
All right.
Next
so
thing on this list kind of boggled my mind a little bit.
they dropped it
about it.
made sense until like the last sentence of them talking about this. It's like cool, sure, whatever. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which I'm going to ruin the last sentence of them talking about this in the direct. It's a paid product that you have to buy. It is not packed in.
with your own physical money, not
Right.
included in console.
Uh-huh.
This is like I
Wait,
feel
so
like
you have to buy a welcome tour to
yes,
your own.
you have to buy a
Yeah.
digital
You know what,
game
I'm going
manual.
home.
It's
I'm
not.
going home.
It's not even like a tech demo, really. It is a
No.
digital virtual manual for your Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, it's so.
Like so 1-2 Switch
It's not like
at
it's like
least
as
was
cool
like
as Astrobot.
it's not as cool as 1-2 Switch. And nobody fucking bought 1-2 Switch. And this is probably going
It's
to be
not
more
just coming in with
expensive
a
than
fucking
1-2
manual.
Switch.
I'm convinced it's not even a game, actually.
It is a virtual. Let's see how.
Well, I mean, when they showed it, it looked really boring.
Yeah, I mean, it looked
Yeah,
boring, but it looked
I'm
like one of
super
those
cool.
things like, oh, it comes installed, so
Right.
you're not
Yeah.
playing any. Like, you. For people who have the system but no games yet, necessarily, it seemed like something you could go in there and fuck around with. And, like, you know,
See, they know everyone has a system.
Yeah.
nobody
how many
has a
people bought the
Switch 2
Switch.
yet. That's the thing. They're treating this like everybody already has system in hand. But, yeah. It's going to show you the Joy-Con 2's motion controls and mouse capabilities. Oh, it does have minigames in there. But you're exploring a giant version of the console like you were in Astro's Playroom. It's just a lot less fun than Astro's Playroom, the game that comes packed in with every PS5.
For free.
Whether, right, for
Yeah.
free.
The minute they said you have to pay for it, any interest that I may have had in
Yeah.
tinkering around in this
Completely
like,
evaporated. All the way.
Yeah.
dissolved
100%.
from my body, smooth. Now, when they decide to backpedal on that and put it on the Switch expansion pass or whatever, I'm still not going to check it out because
Yeah, at that point you'll have the
I'm not
system
gonna
and you'll
fucking
be playing something other than fucking Welcome Tour.
Yeah.
Like this next game,
Parents-
which
parents don't buy this shit for your kids.
do not.
No, they don't need it.
They'll figure it
You
out.
don't.
There's a YouTube video of a full playthrough of Welcome Tour on YouTube. Go watch that.
Yeah, they'll be mad at you for getting this. Actually,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you wasted their time and you wasted your money.
This money could have gone
$80
towards
bucks.
another game. Well, we don't know the price yet.
I know. I was.
We don't know the
That was
price.
a-
It could
that was
be
a
$5
joke.
fucking
More than
dollars
it's
for us.
worth.
and it's
Right,
joke.
more than it's worth. But the next game, which Chris, we got a Switch game that you could upgrade to a Switch 2 game. We got Mario Party Jamboree Plus. What's it called? Like, this not having the actual like Nintendo
Name
fucking-
on it.
Plus TV.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's correct.
But yeah, so this is a Switch 1 game that already is out there and exists that's getting new content / new modes. Like if you decide, which we don't know the pricing of the upgrade either. Like there's still no official pricing on any of these Switch 1 games that are becoming Switch 2 games with enhancements. Like this one is actual new content. There's a new mode to this game that, like, Chris, is this a Mario Party that you have, or do you have a different Mario Party?
I had the older Mario.
They put out so many.
Yeah, I had the
Oh.
one before this one. I
Okay.
want to get this one because it looks really cool. I like Mario parties.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't yuck your yums. It's just not my particular yum.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like
That's
Mario
not my
Party,
type of
was
party.
the last time I had fun with Mario Party, I was in elementary school. So
Hey, it gets competitive. It gets heated out there.
yeah, cool.
You
Sure.
steal a couple of stars your friendship's over.
Yeah, I remember that. Don't want to do that again. Don't want to get my star stolen again. But yeah, so this is adding like mini games that add more like motion, like real world, like use the camera motion and voice based mini games. Because now the Switch 2 has a mic built in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It uses that mouse. You can use the mouse in this.
Yeah,
I also really
there's
like
mouse
the
and
camera
keyboards.
that it follows you, even if you're in the same room. I think that it can kind of detect where it pick your face out of the camera and put your over your character. So you can all be on one camera locally, and
Yeah.
it'll detect your face and then put you over your character. I was like, that's kind of cool.
yeah, it'll work great until two people switch where they're sitting on the couch, and then it'll be absolutely fucked for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Not just the rest of the game. Not the rest
Your
of the
life.
turn. Your life.
Your Switch 2 doesn't know who you are anymore.
Right.
You're a thief. What? You stole me.
But the next
I have the
two
receipt.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions, which fortunately are included with Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pass, so I won't have to buy them, are Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where they're getting HDR support, they're getting tie-in with the Nintendo app that's going to give you a voice-based walkthrough.
Yeah, you get GPS.
You get turn-based.
You get Zelda GPS.
It straight up sounded like Google Maps navigation.
Which I'm gonna need that actually. Please tell me what them Koroks at. I don't
Oh, no,
have the
I'm
time
not-
or the mental bandwidth.
I've had multiple guides up that it's like, okay, if you want to do all the Koroks in this region that you're doing stuff in currently, here are all the Koroks, and fuck them Koroks. I don't think I've collected a single. Oh no, I think I collected one on accident in Tears. But like, yeah, after Breath of the Wild, when I found out there were more in Tears, I'm like, absolutely fucking. The reward for getting all of the Koroksies in Breath of the Wild is a golden piece of shit. I am not going after the Koroks. But
Literally.
one of the interesting things is Tears of the Kingdom is getting a feature where you can share Zonai devices. So, like, those crazy mechs and all that stuff people were sharing when Tears of the Kingdom originally came out, it'll be as simple as scan a QR code and put that in your game. So, that's really interesting. And the fact that this game can run up to 120 frames per second or up to 4K resolution. Like, both of these games have definitely needed that. Yeah, that has me excited to go back to Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I won't have to pay for this particular upgrade because we have Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pass. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like, if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, I highly recommend it.
This is what I need to go finish that game, honestly. I think I had 2 of the things left. Yeah. Yeah, 2 Divine
I think
Beasts
I
left.
have 2 temples left in Tears of the Kingdom. So, but
And I was just going through shrines. Like, I think that's where I was at.
yeah, this will definitely be like, if I get a Switch 2 day 1, this will be what I'm playing day 1.
Yeah, agreed. Hard agree.
Then we got Drag and Drive, which drag cross drive, drag drive. The X coming from Japanese companies never makes sense. So this is in this
Drag cross drive.
right, yeah, drag cross drive, drag X drive, drag drive. This is drag and drive. They could have put an ampersand. They could have stylized it with an ampersand, like in
No,
the
that's
basketball or
cool.
something. But
You know, the X just provides a little bit of edge to it.
I heard this joke on one of the many podcasts / YouTube videos I've watched since then. But Mario and Sonic at the Paralympics was the funniest shit I had heard in the last couple of days.
That is fucked, but also hilarious.
Yeah. This is legally distinct murder, bro.
Yeah, this is this generation's ARMS, which looks a lot less interesting than ARMS. It
Yeah, it
is
seems-
wheelchair basketball.
And you have to drag the Joy Cons. Like,
Yeah, it's mouse controls.
I
Where
wonder if you can do it like without like actually being on a surface. Like, can you just like do it motion control style?
we don't know yet. I'm sure
actually,
we'll know.
yeah, because they didn't show it.
Because
honestly, they'll
ARMS
probably
you
give
could
you
just
options.
play like a regular game. Like I played the majority of ARMS that I played with the Pro controller.
Huh.
But ARMS made it seem like you had to do the motions with the Joy-Cons until the game actually was in people's hands. So we'll know once people are actually playing this game. Will I be one of those
Yeah.
people playing this game? Absolutely not.
Hell no. Mm-mm. This is a not for me.
So
Yeah, maybe
then
if I hear good things.
on this Polygon article, the next bullet point we have is a buttload of third-party games. I'm going to speed through these because only
Quick fire.
one of them is like actually really exciting to me. We got Elden Ring, the Tarnished Edition, which
That's hilarious.
we don't know if it's coming with the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC.
Yeah.
We're getting Split Fiction day one. Hogwarts Legacy is getting upgrade. I don't know if it's paid or not, or if you just got to buy the game again to get the Nintendo Switch 2 version because it's already on Switch. Hades 2 is now confirmed to be coming to Switch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And-
I was hoping they would just go ahead and give us the actual date of the
Oh,
fucking
no.
game.
Yeah.
Once I
Like,
saw
please,
how
you
they
got
were
early
showing
access.
Hades 2, I was like, oh, we're not getting any information.
Or at least put early access on consoles. God damn.
Please.
I will
Please.
say, there was two things that surprised me about third-party games. Number one, Silk Song still exists.
Yep.
The fact
It wasn't in this sizzle reel, or this. This was like
That
individual
game is
breaks.
going to come out. We just have to stop caring about it.
right, and then also
I
I
haven't cared.
expressed the same feelings with Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4. Like,
Well, that was one of the first third-party things they showed is that Deltarune 3 and chapters 3 and 4 are coming to the Switch on launch, Switch 2 on launch day as well. So even if you don't want to play it on,
when chapters 3 and 4 are coming.
yeah, but later on it was confirmed that it's coming to every platform that Deltarune is currently on. You'll be able to buy chapters 3 and
Switch?
4. It's
And
on
PC, I guess?
PC. It's on PlayStation.
Okay.
I'm 90% sure it's on PlayStation. I'm about to double check that though.
what, Hollow Knight? Yeah.
No, Deltarune chapters 1 and 2.
Deltarune.
Oh,
Hollow Knight's on everything.
probably.
I'm just checking because it's easier to check with my phone since I have to hold this mic.
It's on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it's
Same
not
thing.
going to get a native. I'm not seeing it on PlayStation, but I really feel like it. Oh no, yeah, it's on here. Yeah, Deltarune chapters 1 and 2 are available on PlayStation. So, chapters 3 and 4 we know have a June 5th release date now. So, Toby Fox blessed us. We got Split Fiction, Hogwarts Legacy, Hades 2, Street Fighter 6. Interestingly, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Street Fighter is like a Nintendo staple. Like at the 3DS launch, there was a 3DS version of Street Fighter 4, and when the Switch launched, Street Fighter 5 was still PlayStation exclusive. So I guess it makes sense.
mean, the Switch 2 is kind of showcasing that it is a real console.
Real
you know?
console.
Yeah.
Like the fact we're getting ports of current gen ass games.
Yeah. Like them showing Elden Ring was like, hey, yeah.
Well, Elden
we're
Ring
doing it.
runs on
We're
an
doing it.
Xbox One, so
I mean, yeah. That's fine.
But-
But honestly, for me, that generation is kind of like the saturation point for real. Like
Yeah.
everything else has just been like refinements and like here's more bells and whistles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is kind of where you want to be at. Everything else is just like them doing the most, honestly. Doing the fucking most.
We got an announcement of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4 is coming to the Switch with SpongeBob stuff, which unclear if that's coming other places. Haven't really been deep diving into anything I don't care that much about. Hitman World of Assassination is coming. And Cyberpunk 2077, I don't know what the edition's called, but it's coming with the Phantom Liberty DLC, which was exclusive to PS5 and Series and like PC. So like the last gen versions didn't get the Phantom Liberty DLC, but the Switch version will have it bundled in.
I'm hearing it runs better there than it did on PlayStation, like on PlayStation 4 and Series X or whatever. Whatever the fuck whatever the fuck that shit was called. What a shitty naming convention. Xbox, you suck for that. I hope you fix it the next time.
And then Civilization 7's already on Switch, but is getting mouse functionality with Switch 2, so... And it'll run better, because apparently it runs like dog shit on... Well, everything runs like dog shit on Switch. Civilization 7 is just the most current example of like, oh, you don't want to play third-party games here. Then the next game we got, which is like a second-party Nintendo game, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and hopefully, because Age of Calamity ran like dog shit on Switch 1, so hopefully Age of Imprisonment, like, Age of Calamity, like, it's interesting getting these, like, spin-offs.
Is this the second or the third one?
This is like the fourth Hyrule Warriors. Keeping it a buck.
But like on Switch.
This is like the fourth Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, there's that many have come out for this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hyrule Warriors, then there was Hyrule Warriors 2, and then there was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and then now it's Hyrule Warriors Age of Extinction. Unless there weren't actually two Hyrule Warriors, but I think... Because I know there are two Dragon Quest Warriors games, and I might be mixing those two franchises up, but...
I feel like this is the...
It's at least the third one.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody fact check us in chat. We can't be bothered.
I can't type. I have to hold my microphone.
I can't be bothered. So
there's 3 of them.
Okay.
Hyrule Warrior Legends that came out on Wii U. And then Hyrule Warrior Definitive Edition on 2018, and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is 2020. So this will be the 4th one that comes out.
Oh.
Right?
Well, if you count the Definitive Edition as a different game than Legends.
Yeah.
So the first one, I'm assuming you said that was on Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got a Definitive Edition on
Switch.
Switch.
Yeah.
With more content.
Yeah. As long as this fixes the issue of it running like absolute dog water. The story does lead into not Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom.
Zelda's side of what was happening during Tears of the Kingdom.
Cool.
Which technically happened in the past. So technically it's a prequel. Spoilers for fucking Tears of the Kingdom. Zelda travels back to the past. Like when you don't catch her at the beginning, instead of her following to her death, she falls into a portal to the past.
Type shit.
And this is the war with Ganondorf. That
don't you hate it when you think you're about to die and matter to the plot in a different way, and then all of a sudden you just end up in the past?
It's the worst.
I mean, technically she's present in the present also. We just don't know it.
That's like Scott Pilgrim in the Netflix anime.
Yeah.
Fucking dies episode 1.
Then
what a
the
loser.
first 2 notes of this next section of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct were like, I was like sold. I'm there.
Yeah.
I heard the first 2 notes of the GameCube fucking
Yep.
chime, and I was like, we are so back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a loud audible noises at work when I saw
Yeah,
it.
I was also at work. Like, I think I pounded the counter. I was like, let's go.
Yeah. I work from home, so.
So Sombra was like, what?
Right, instead of
I never had a
coworkers.
GameCube, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
I
this
have
is-
a-
I
mean,
still have my
yeah.
OG GameCube back there. I still got GameCube games back there.
Right. And not only did they show the
Oh.
GameCube, we saw Pokemon. We saw both Coliseum games.
Yep.
Right, they showed Wind Waker. They showed
And Fire.
yeah. They showed,
What?
Yeah.
Radiant was it Radiant? No.
It's well.
It's the Ike one, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It's coming out with Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2 that has Link in it.
Oh,
then,
fuck yeah.
GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2.
Because Soul Calibur 2 is the best Soul Calibur in my fucking opinion.
Hold up, we got 2B in Soul Calibur 6. My good sir.
Man. Soul
Okay.
Calibur 2.
Okay.
Soul Calibur 3.
I love that for her.
Soul
and
Calibur
us,
2 and
But it's
3
still Soul
were my
Calibur
favorite.
6.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'd want another one.
Path of
Also,
Radiance.
F-Zero.
Path
This
of
is the
Radiance. Okay, I was close.
F-Zero
I was
GX,
close.
right?
Yeah, this is the one I played a lot of. So very
Apparently, it's like the best F-Zero game. I've
It's
never
really
played
good.
it.
Yeah.
It's really
Because it
really
is.
good.
Because the
And they gave it
GameCube
online
iteration
support.
of a lot of these series really did hit their peak on the
Definitive
GameCube.
editions, honestly. So they only showed those 5 games, but I can assume they're gonna.
No, they
announce
did a
more.
slideshow at the end that showed like Chibi Robo and Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. They
Super
showed
Mario Strikers.
Mario Strike. Like they were like, "Don't worry,
Luigi's
we
Mansion.
have bangers at launch, but we have bangers coming later." And once
Which
you will
is
be able to
crazy.
play XD Gale of Darkness. That is all
Yeah.
that needs to happen. Chris
I
can
didn't-
play the Lugia game.
We like what we said. Oh,
I'm excited.
Nintendo's
honestly.
going to add.
This could be a
GameCube.
seller for me.
Yeah, it's awesome. We said they weren't going to add Gale of Darkness or the. What
Well,
was the
to
other
be
one?
fair, on Nintendo 64 Online, they did put Pokemon
Oh,
Stadium 1 and 2.
They did.
The N64. Yeah,
Oh.
Play
Pokemon
right now.
Stadium.
I
You
think
can
we
play
could play
right
it together
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. Right,
Type shit.
pull Switch out of obscurity. But yeah, so
My shit
XD
was on my
Gale.
coffee table.
Hey, same Joy-Cons.
Hey, let's go.
No, this is cool. The games that they're adding on there is probably the best set of games that they've done for one of these virtual consoles.
To
Or
be
Add a launch for it, yeah, because usually it's dog water at first.
So I'm ready
Like
for it.
One gem.
I'm ready for the Game Boy Advance to come up. I know it's got some really good games, but they could throw some Pokemon in there for me.
they're
I know they're not.
At this
hey,
point, I don't
Chris.
think they're going to do that.
no. We said they were not going to put Coliseum or Gale Darkness. God, why is that slipping my mind?
So
in the GameCube
said,
one, and they literally split.
No, I said specifically that we weren't getting the GameCube on Switch 1 wholesale. But once the Nintendo 64 one came out and had Pokemon Coliseum and then got Pokemon Coliseum 2, not Coliseum, Stadium, came out with Stadium and got Stadium 2, I was like, okay, when GameCube happens, Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness are fair game. But the fact that they didn't do the Game Boy games on the Game Boy Nintendo Switch Online so you could use those Pokemon in Stadium, I don't think they're going to do the Game Boy Advance games for you to use those Pokemon in Coliseum. Because that's your pathway right there.
Yeah,
To put
you're right.
So I do not think that they are going to
Gotta
fuck
wait
with
for
us
the-
and give us, because if they didn't do it for the Game Boy ones, which they've been fine re-releasing, they're not going to do it for the Game Boy Advance ones, which they have not re-released.
Yeah, I think those games are so good they just don't want us to play them and neglect the current gen of Pokemon that they want to push and shove down our throat.
Zal looks great. Zal looks great. Like, now that I know that it's getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, I'm like, that'll be the game to push me. Of like,
I want to jump people with my Pokemon.
I do. I'm going to jump people.
Yeah.
Sneak attacks only.
Feraligatr is about to go off.
Mega Feraligatr.
Oh.
Because they're not getting
Mega Feraligatr.
There was not an existing
Or
one.
does he have an old one? I don't know.
No, he does not. None of the starters have existing Mega Evolutions. The starters that have Mega Evolutions are Gen 1 and Gen 3. Not even the Gen... like,
those are the important ones, you know?
Gen 6, where Mega
Gen
Evolution was a thing.
They didn't even get it?
No. There's not a
But they
Mega
were important.
Greninja.
Oh, that's true.
Wait, yes, there is.
There's Ash Greninja.
There's Ash Greninja. That doesn't count.
That is not Mega Evolution.
That is just anime plot.
That was later incorporated into the games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you play the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire demo, I want to say, you got a Froakie that could become Ash Greninja. Or just Ash.
Because I definitely had Ash Greninja in Sun and Moon.
Oh, it might have been the Sun and Moon demo, not the Omega Ruby Alpha.
Yeah, I think so. That's not a Mega... That motherfucker's different.
Nah, he's just different.
That's a different Pokemon.
That is just
Nope,
a
he's
Greninja
just
that's
not
built
built
different.
different.
It didn't evolve different. It was built different.
Mm-hmm.
Then
He can... Okay, if in the Pokemon anime, Greninja, when bonded with Ash...
So you could be bothered to look this up
special
another...
transformation called the Bond Phenomenon, or Ash Greninja form, which is a unique evolution that doesn't involve Mega Evolution. What the actual fuck, Pokemon?
Anime plot.
Yeah,
So-
it's anime plot.
See, Mega Evolutions is just them being like, all right, it's been long enough. It's time for us to blatantly rip off Digimon so they can turn back into the previous guy that they were, but still get the power boost.
Mega Audino is coming to Pokemon Go this month.
Cool.
Just figured I'd throw that
What
out.
is that? I don't even know. what that
Audino
is.
was like the newest Pokemon to get a Mega Evolution. I think it was like the only Gen 5 Pokemon that got a Mega Evolution.
I don't know shit about Gen 5, Bucko.
Well,
Those are the dark ages for me.
Gen 6 is
5,
Mega
6.
Evolution.
It's the little...
It's a musical Pokemon. It's wannabe Jigglypuff.
Yeah, it looks sad.
I don't
All
know
right.
if y'all can tell how much I don't care.
So
I just had to look it up.
We're gonna move on to From Software's not Bloodborne, not Castlevania,
Oh, legally distinct.
Duskblood.
But still a console exclusive.
Yes.
Probably timed. Multiplayer focused.
Potentially.
PvPvE.
This is so weird. This is so fucking weird. The
This
game
is the most
looks-
baffling thing.
It looks really good.
Yeah, the game does look great.
Looks
Like-
sublime, but damn, that's weird. Like they have to see their numbers for FromSoft multiplayer, like the PvP mode. You know, they have to see that and know the type of people that are playing and the amount.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Elden
So
Ring
I'm
Night
very
Rain
curious
has
as
not
to
affected
why.
the PvP community of Elden Ring. So this
Right.
being a PvPv, like, so Night
because that's
Rain,
PvE
yeah,
exclusively.
right. And Elden Ring has PvP and PvE, but not at the same time.
Technically, all form softwares have PvP.
Well, actually, if you get invaded and you're running with your team, you know,
That-
and there's people around, and there's also the environment that's always going to be there.
yeah.
So technically, that's PvPvE. Yeah.
Right, but
Technically.
they were showing this, and I'm like, we saw From Software up front, so everybody sat up in their chairs
You
simultaneously.
know, I don't think we saw that up front. They just
Yeah.
showed the game, and because everybody was like, "What is this?" And we started wondering. I'm like, "Well, this."
No, we gotta
To
find
me,
that
I was
because
like, "This looks like
I
looks
feel
like
like-
For
some."
whatever reason.
I'm like, "This looks like Bloodborne," because they didn't say what it was at first because people were speculating.
Yeah.
Because like I was watching Kind of Funny, they're like, "Oh, this must be that Castlevania game," and I'm like, "Oh, are
Right.
we gonna get the Castlevania?" But they didn't. It didn't say FromSoft first.
No,
It
it's
It
kinda
just had all the
looked it.
FromSoft trailer tells, like spending
Right.
a bit too long on a woman's hand,
Lady
yeah.
talking,
nighttime, like
obscure.
Huh.
The way the art style and the color saturation is,
Yeah.
camera angles and shit.
I think it's a minute into the video
In-
before you see Farm Software.
Right. Once they kind of show, like, okay,
Her,
Yeah,
a
this
girl
is
touches
Farm
hand.
they really like hands over there.
they really like hands over there.
you know.
We've been in a hand meta for a minute now.
And so the interesting
Weird.
thing about this is Miyazaki directed. So this is following
Very
the
odd.
direct lineage of the Bloodborne to Elden Ring, or Bloodborne to Dark Souls 3 to Elden Ring continuation of Miyazaki directed From Software games. Because he didn't direct Night Rain, and he didn't direct Armored Core, and he didn't direct Sekiro. So,
He didn't do Sekiro?
nope. Sekiro's director did Armored Core. So, that's kind of like
Maybe
their...
that's why there wasn't as many poison swamps. Sekiro.
That's why you weren't dodge rolling.
True. That's my thing about PvP. Those fuckers can dodge everything.
But my dodge rolls is
No,
inadequate.
Don't work.
All right.
Every move you got, every spell. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. 2026.
It's crazy that it's a FromSoft exclusive on a Nintendo Switch. Especially after, weren't there talks about PlayStation getting From Software?
Well, I think
Technically,
it's
they
Katakawa.
own, they own part
Like,
of Katakawa.
Sony owns the
Yeah, it's a Sony owns part of the parent company of PlayStation owns part of the parent company of From Software, but that doesn't necessarily mean
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like half step siblings or some shit now. So they kind of, if they
Right.
make that ass like, "Mommy, can we get a Bloodborne 2?" They're kind of gonna,
be like, "Fuck you, we're making Dust Bloods," which looks like Bloodborne and or Castlevania.
And it's not for you.
It's like we
Yeah.
want you to know
Yeah.
there's other weird shit we can do with blood.
But to be
We did
fair,
a lot of weird shit with blood and Bloodborne. We could do more weird shit with blood.
right,
yeah, we're gonna focus kind of on vampires because
right,
You
or
know,
werewolves
Castlevania shit.
or little steam engine Iron Man.
But to be fair, one of the best versions of Dark Souls Remastered is the Switch version. Like overall.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the best plays to play Dark Souls 1 is on the Switch. And considering it's getting Elden Ring, we know it can handle like their current gen aspirations. So
Yeah. True.
My eyes are peeled. Like,
yeah, like
I'm so fascinated with this game.
right?
Because
That's one of the
you have to imagine they worked on some multiplayer shit to make that feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of two Switch 2 titles that made me go, I might have want to switch sooner than later.
Yeah.
yeah. So far, the big hitters for me have been Mario Kart World,
Mm-hmm.
Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 version, XD Gale of Darkness, and Dusk Bloods. Outside of that, like, I'll say, meh, you know?
That Path of Radiance, dog. That shit is rare too.
Yeah, Kirby Air Ride's fucking rare, which is why the next game had me like, God damn it, I might have to get this shit at launch until I realized there wasn't a launch title. Kirby Air Riders, we're finally getting. That is my like GameCube grail. There is no affordable way to play that game at all. Like, unless you get lucky and someone decides to give you a copy. Like,
I'm sure there's an affordable way to play it.
oh yeah, probably, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna look into Dolphin on my Steam Deck, allegedly.
Oh my god. That's expensive.
How much is it?
It's $100.
Yes, for a singular GameCube game.
Well, wouldn't it be funny if it comes out at $100?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, the physical version, $100.
Oh, I'm definitely like Switch 2 solidified itself as a digital-only console when they said there's a discrepancy between physical and digital prices. I'm like, shit, I'm already like primarily digital. Like the last physical Switch game I bought was Tears of the Kingdom because I knew that would hold value. But before that, like even the last two Pokemon games I have, the last three Pokemon games I have digitally on Switch. So like I was already kind of like the last two physical Switch games I got were Metroid Dread. Oh no, fuck. I bought Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Sharp FE. So, fuck it.
I'm not gonna grab it. I'm gonna pull everything out of place.
Yeah, but
I can't be bothered.
last physical Switch game I got was Tears of the Kingdom, and I know I can play that with the upgrade on my Switch too. But yeah, the fact that there's a discrepancy now, I'm going all digital. Fuck it. Plus, it's so much more convenient than carrying around a bunch of physical cartridges that, like, if you lose your Switch and your cartridges, you're extra fucked. But if you lose your Switch 2, at least you'll have your Switch 2 account. So,
True.
yeah, at least I know all my Switch 2 games will be safe. Even though I still have my original Switch in hand. But we heard that, was that the first year of the Switch that that horror story happened to you, Chris?
Yeah.
First year of the Switch, Chris lost his Switch. Or his Switch got stolen.
Yeah. Fucked around and had it in the car in the little 5 points.
Oh yeah. This is Atlanta. You can't leave anything that you want in your car.
Nope.
Yeah.
This is Atlanta. You can't leave nothing nowhere.
True.
That's true.
If it exists, it's at risk. I'm sorry.
That's real. It could be anything.
Hey, you could be at risk for having nothing. What you got? Nothing? I want that too.
Here, take this. Oh, thank you. Niggas come through, steal your hope. Like, what you gonna do with that?
I just forgot about, I don't know the name of the ship, but the ship you had to collect parts for that was cool as shit in Kirby Air Ride. The fact that we'll be able to see that in glorious high definition, I'm actually like really excited about that. Okay, and then the last game they showed was Donkey Kong Bonanza, spelled with 3 A's.
Banana? It's spelled with banana.
It doesn't have the extra N's. So it's just extra A's. But it looks cool. When I first saw it,
this looks really good.
I thought it
Looks
was going to be Splatoon because the way a lot of Splatoon story mode trailers happen is they just kind of show you vistas that are like nondescript Nintendo vistas. And I'm not as familiar with Donkey Kong games where people like were recognizing Donkey Kong locations from older games in this game. I'm not a Donkey Kong fan like that. So I thought it was a Splatoon 4 trailer, but it looks like a sequel to Odyssey, but it's Donkey Kong. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I think it's the Odyssey team that made this.
Yeah, because the team that made the last Donkey Kong game is making Metroid Prime 4. So, yeah.
No.
Anybody? Does Donkey Kong Bonanza look like? It definitely like I was like Kirby Air Riders was the absolute peak of this direct for me. So Donkey Kong was just kind of a falling in action. I would have been more excited if this were a Splatoon 4.
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel like this game's going to be really good.
Yeah,
It
it's probably
looks
gonna
like
be,
it's a lot of fun.
yeah, it'll be like with the Switch. Breath of the Wild looked way more interesting to me than Mario Odyssey, but I got Mario Odyssey because that like those were the contenders for that year. I think like I don't know if one of y'all gets it, I might do like the borrow it for 2 weeks digital game card or whatever.
There
But
you go. I forgot we could do that.
All right, somebody clip this. Danton's going to end up getting this game before any of us get it, and he's going to play it, and you'll be like, "Man, my game of the year."
oh, yeah.
My
It is.
game of the
Monster Hunter
year.
Wilds came out this
Monster Hunter
year.
Wilds. Yeah. Almost
Okay,
forgot.
there is no chance that Donkey Kong Bonanza will be my game of the year 2025.
Top
Ghost
three.
of Yotai drops this year.
Oh my
Monster
God.
Hunter Wilds I have platinum Monster Hunter Wilds and am excited about crown hunting the first title update monster, even though there's going to be no trophy associated with that until the expansion. So I'm just getting a head start on my work on the expansion that is not coming out for at least a year.
Oh yes, the completed game.
Sicko.
It's complete. As the person who is now platinumed it, it's a complete game. These are more like the world title updates than the Rise title updates.
Right.
But yeah, so that was the last game shown at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I gave it overall an A. Like, this was an A presentation. Like, this was, like, without pricing involved whatsoever, this is like I'd buy all this shit.
Yeah, there's a reason they didn't tell us the prices in the direct.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there was that, and hilarious thing. For those of us who were watching it live, they were showing a third-party game that looked like Grounded, but at sea. And they, like, the video froze, the audio desynced, and was just desynced for the rest of the thing. They had to take down the version that I watched as a YouTube premiere and re-upload it because Nintendo couldn't get a 4K video right.
Yeah, I think you had to switch to like Nintendo of like the UK or whatever for it to work.
I just watched it with desync audio for the rest of it. Oh, Borderlands 4 is coming. Brandy Pitchford showed his fucking face on another fucking presentation. Like, why?
Yeah. So is EA and Madden.
Yeah, EA's
Yeah.
FC,
Oh,
Madden,
yeah, EA FC.
and then WWE 2K, NBA 2K, and WWE are both the 2K games. The wrestling game and the basketball game are both coming to Switch 2. Which I didn't know Madden sat out the entire Switch generation. I really would have thought that there was a Madden game or a
They had
FIFA.
no problems,
That shit would have looked like fucking Super Tecmo Bowl.
bro. And it's already janky. You don't need to add the Switch into
It
it.
didn't stop them at the Wii. And the Switch is doing
I
the
think
Wii.
they probably learned their lesson with that one.
That's where they
Yeah.
learned their lesson.
Also, this year's Call of Duty's most likely come into this.
Wait.
Yeah, that was part of the agreement for Microsoft to buy Activision, is that it would have to come to the Switch, but it was kind of an open secret at that point that the Switch 2 is going to be a thing, so they're just going to wait till that.
Oh.
That's fucked up. Like, all right, you can do it, but you gotta put it on the Switch. They're like, no.
Right. It has to be on PlayStation with parity, and it has to be on Nintendo's. Like, I don't think they.
crazy.
That is crazy.
How are we gonna get it to run? Figure it out.
Hey, they made PlayStation figure
They just
out.
got the little
Actually
toy
work
soldiers.
MLB The Show comes to Switch every year, so there's at least like a roadmap for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you guys are hoping to see that we didn't see? Anything like?
So Smash for me, that's kind of going to be my thing. I just like honestly, all they need to do is just like improve the frame rate and like make the online connectivity better. That way, when we're in like a lobby or some shit, and somebody leaves, it doesn't shut down the whole fucking lobby. Or you know, you can, if you weren't in the stands at the beginning of the match, you can still go into the stands and watch the fucking match. You know, just little things like that. Like those small quality of life things will make it better. I'm not even asking for them to give us new characters and maps and music or whatever. Now, if they want to do that, they can. Cool. But like those are the things you should focus on. Like just improve online, improve fidelity, improve frame rate.
Really, the only thing I ask is to use Ultimate as a proper baseline for what the game was. Like build off of Ultimate. Like
The fact that some of the games we got Mario Party getting a Switch 2 version, we got Kirby and the Forbidden Lands getting a Switch version, we got a launch title of the Switch 1 getting a Switch 2 enhancement. So like you can go as far back as the launch day of the Switch and find games that are getting like native upgraded Switch 2 versions. Like I think that yes, they're going to take Ultimate as the baseline and there's going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 version. Odds are they're going to make everybody buy both the DLC packs. Like, so that'll probably be actually an expensive upgrade because, like, you can't just go buy Smash Ultimate and then try and upgrade it to the Switch 2 version without both the DLC packs. So that's how I see them making them.
I don't see why they would do that if you're going to have to pay to upgrade it anyway. Because it's not like this isn't one of the ones that's on the expansion pass, like as it is, like right now.
Well, as it stands, the only ones on the expansion pass are the 2 Zelda games. So Mario Party's not part of that. Kirby's not part of that.
Meaning like the things that are on it, like Nintendo Switch expansion pass right now, like the way they have the Mario Kart tracks and like the
Animal Crossing,
whatever they did for Animal Crossing. Like, there's nothing that's just not there for Smash Brothers right now.
Right, because I think they want to charge you more for it. Like, as much as humanly possible, because people are going to want Sora and Joker.
The other option is they just sell you the complete edition that has all the characters in it already.
The fact that they still haven't done that is like they've done all the Pokemon games boxed with the DLC. The fact that they've done Mario Kart boxed with the DLC. The fact that they haven't done a box copy of Smash that comes with everything is surprising.
I don't know. Maybe the licenses are weird. I don't know. This is the only thing I can think of, but figure that shit out for this. If they nail that, then they're locked in.
I think we'll start to find out what's happening with Smash once Kirby Air Riders is out and Sakurai
you can rest.
He's not gonna rest. We've established that it's not even that they won't let him rest. He's just not gonna rest.
He's built different.
Right. Still the only person I've ever seen play the same game with 2 different controllers in 2 different hands at the same time. I can't do that.
Nope.
I can't do Duolingo.
Suka can do that, and he has 4 fucking hands.
Sukuna ain't good at King of Fighters.
Don't let him hear you say that.
I think Sakurai could beat Sukuna at King of Fighters.
Absolutely.
In King of Fighters, yeah, because he's gonna enter into the arcade, and Asuka is not gonna realize that he just stepped into a domain, and he's gonna get hit with the instant hit of.
Oh, another interesting thing: amiibos aren't dead. We're getting Street Fighter amiibos and Age of Calamity amiibos, or Age of Extinct. What is it?
Armageddon. Apocalypse.
Age of Imprisonment. So we're getting Age of Imprisonment amiibos and Street Fighter 6 amiibos. Amiibo prices are fucked, though.
Oh yeah,
The Street Fighter ones are $30 fucking. That is more than two of the That is more than two Smash amiibos were during the Wii U.
Wow.
So that's kind of crazy. Zelda amiibos, Zelda has been one of the kind of consistent ones where, as time has gone on, the Zelda amiibos have gotten more and more expensive as, things have gone along. I can't even... I've been looking at this bundle, a bunch of people are selling this bundle on eBay of the tiers Ganon, Link, and Zelda amiibos. And just, the sheer price of, those three together, even at a discount of what they would be for, from retail, I still can't justify buying those. And I really like those amiibos. I have all the Pokemon ones they've released thus far out and displayed. We just can't let them ruin... Well, they haven't done it yet. Knock on wood that they won't. But there are over 1,000 Pokemon. How many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11? There are 11 Pokemon amiibos. You can get to 15 tops. That's where we're capping it off.
No. Yeah, that's really it for me. Everyone, just be on the lookout. There's going to be a shit ton of news coming in the next several.
That's the thing. We recorded this the day after, and we got a lot of additional context. But between now and June, there's going to be more information. My
one takeaway is that the Nintendo Switch news app is going to be much more viable going forward, because that's probably how they're going to announce all of the big shit.
And there's also Mario Kart World Direct coming sometime between now and the launch of the system. So we're going to have actual time focused on the minutia of that game, which I'll greatly appreciate. Because
and we're getting updates of people being hands-on and shit right now as well. So those are just going to be trickling in for the rest of this week at minimum. So be on the lookout for that.
And then, of course, they're going to be leaked retail units that... Because, the review embargo is going to drop before the system comes out. So, we're going to know, there's going to be a lot of information that we get between this recording and June, so.
Yeah.
Even after
special edition
Final Fantasy VII Remake was confirmed, post the direct, but before today, of that's also coming. Remake Intergrade, that has the intermission DLC that was exclusive to PS5 and PC. So
they did announce that.
We're gonna get more and more information. It's gonna be great. But if nobody has anything else, remember you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Anton6 followed by 2 X's. Check my story. I posted a really cool image from PlayStation Japan today that had a PS5 Slim surrounded by cherry blossoms.
That's
for
cool.
Your springtime wholesomeness. Chris, where can people find you?
You can find me at Chef and Chris on Blue Sky.
Madrid, where can people find you?
You can check the Discord. Go to cheesecontrollerpodcast.com and click on the Discord button. I believe that's how it's set up.
Yep, that is exactly how it's set up. Jalen, where can people find you?
Squid Bishop on the internet.
All right, this has been a No It's Good production. The video version is edited by Chris. The audio version is edited by Ikuma Santi. The descriptions are still written by AI. Until next time, keep it cheesy.